Elon Musk has become a very important part of a new administration and is working very hard with new elect government and Vivek Ramaswamy to make spendings of the U.S. government more efficient. Of course, one part of Musk's job is about him and Vivek to cut budget spendings, and for this reason they are now shutting down unnecessary giant agencies that are wasting billions of dollars. And since Elon Musk does not like to waste money, he proposed to not spend billions on things that are not necessary. Musk is also working with Vivek and the new administration to cut billions of dollars that the U.S. government spends in support of Ukraine. But what government agencies are working for this cause that Musk does not like? And how many billions of dollars are spent by U.S. Department of Defense in aid to Ukraine? And what is the total cost of war technologies that U.S. spends on Ukraine? So we will analyze 5 different military weapons by their total cost in billions that the U.S. Department of Defense sends to Ukraine. We'll go from the smallest financial spendings to the biggest and most important ones, which are part of the total budget in the last few years. So let's explain everything. So Elon Musk stated on X how the government spends a lot of money that can be saved. Musk shared a post on X mentioning that the Pentagon failed its audit again and misplaced billions of dollars. He made a joke about it. This sounds like a job for Doge. And since Elon Musk, with Ramaswamy, is spearheading efforts to streamline federal operations by eliminating superfluous regulations and significantly reducing the federal workforce, they are scrutinizing federal expenditures, with Musk advocating for a reassessment of defense spending and expressing skepticism about the efficacy of certain military programs, such as the F-35 fighter jet. Regarding foreign aid, Musk has publicly questioned the extent of U.S. Department of Defense's financial support to Ukraine, suggesting a potential reevaluation of such commitments under the new administration. For example, during his interview with Fox News, Vivek mentioned Doge and said that over $500 billion is spent every year, and they can't even explain where it all goes. According to Vivek, for 40 years, people have talked about cutting the size of the federal government, but politicians haven't made it happen. Vivek added, "Elon and I, we aren't politicians. We're businessmen. We're coming from the outside." Doge already posted a tweet saying how they are working overtime to ensure your tax money is used efficiently. But why Musk thinks these are important expenses? Well, let's look at 5 different areas where U.S. Department of Defense spends billions in from the U.S. budget for this cause. The first, military aid, and the smallest one compared to others that we will analyze in this video, where the U.S. Department of Defense spends a significant amount of money to help Ukraine, is about ATACMS. As of spring 2024, the United States has begun supplying Ukraine with ATACMS long-range missile systems capable of striking targets up to 190 miles away. This marks a significant development in the war, as these missiles could potentially target locations within Russia's borders. While the exact number of ATACMS provided remains unclear, each missile costs about $1.4 million, making it a more expensive option compared to standard HIMARS rockets. ATACMS complements the HIMARS system, a precision-guided multiple-launch rocket system that Ukraine has used effectively since mid-2022. The precision of HIMARS, with an accuracy of about 2 meters, has been a key advantage, enabling Ukrainian forces to target critical points with minimal collateral damage. HIMARS, mounted on lighter, faster vehicles, can fire 6 rockets in quick succession or carry a single ATACMS missile for long-range missions. Reloading the system takes only 4 to 5 minutes, allowing crews to shoot and scoot quickly to avoid counterattacks. The exact quantity of this aid remains undisclosed, but reports suggest it is relatively small. Each ATACMS missile costs between $1 million and $1.5 million, depending on the variant. Given these figures, the total value of ATACMS missiles supplied by the U.S. Department of Defense to Ukraine likely falls between $20 million and $75 million. The second, military aid, where the Department of Defense spends a significant amount of money to help Ukraine, is about drones. On October 21st, President Volodymyr Zelensky announced that the U.S. would provide $800 million in military aid to Ukraine. This funding was meant to help produce drones to boost Ukraine's defense capabilities. Since 2022, a U.S. company has sent thousands of drones to Ukraine, including one of its most advanced products. These drones, called loitering munitions, can hover in the air, waiting for a target to appear before diving down to destroy it. They combine the features of both artillery and drones, offering unique capabilities for modern warfare. AeroVironment, a U.S. company, produces these drones, including the Switchblade 300 and the larger Switchblade 600. These drones are compact and portable, stored in small launch tubes. Once launched, the wings unfold like a switchblade, and a propeller powered by an internal battery gets them airborne. The U.S. delivered 700 switchblades to Ukraine early in 2022, with videos shared by Ukrainian forces showing their use in combat. The Switchblade 300 costs around $6,000 each, which is more expensive than a commercial drone modified to carry explosives, but far cheaper than high-tech unmanned aircraft like the MQ-9 Reaper. Given these figures, if we had to guess, the cumulative worth of U.S. supplied drones to Ukraine is estimated to be in the range of $200 million to $300 million. The third military aid, in which the Department of Defense spends a giant amount of money to assist Ukraine, is about tanks. When it comes to ground battles, tanks are still the most powerful machines. At first, Western leaders hesitated to send tanks to Ukraine, saying it would take too long to train soldiers to use them. In the U.S., it takes 22 weeks to train soldiers to operate an M1 Abrams tank. These machines can be dangerous to their own crew too, with risks of getting crushed or injured inside. The M1 Abrams tank, nicknamed the Beast and Dracula, are one of the best tanks ever built. It has a 120 mm cannon, machine guns, and a 500 horsepower engine, costing up to $9 million each. The tank made its combat debut in the Gulf War and is still the U.S. Army's main battle tank. It requires a 4-person crew: the commander, gunner, loader, and driver. Training includes operating, maintaining, and repairing the tank. Its gun can destroy enemy tanks up to 3,000 meters away and carries 42 rounds, including powerful ammunition that can penetrate armor and cause significant damage. By early 2023, after much international pressure, Western tanks, including 31 U.S. M1 Abrams, German Leopard 2S, and British Challengers, were sent to Ukraine. The cost of these tanks and their support easily exceeds $1 billion. The fourth military aid initiative, in which the Department of Defense spends a significant amount of money to assist Ukraine, is HIMARS. The American High Mobility Artillery Rocket Systems, or HIMARS, played a significant role in the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. These advanced systems helped Ukraine defend its sovereignty against Russia's illegal invasion. By mid-2022, the United States had already supplied 8 HIMARS units to Ukraine, later promising 4 more, bringing the total to 12. Mounted on a 5-ton truck, the HIMARS can quickly fire 6 precision-guided missiles, making it an agile and powerful weapon for Ukraine's forces. The missiles provided to Ukraine had a range of up to 50 miles, more than double the reach of the M777 howitzer guns previously supplied by the U.S. This range was comparable to Russia's Smerch missiles, but the HIMARS stood out due to its GPS-guided precision, allowing for highly accurate strikes. With HIMARS, Ukraine could target locations deeper within Russian-controlled areas, increasing their ability to disrupt supply lines and strategic positions. This capability helped even the odds in a conflict where long-range strikes had previously been a significant disadvantage for Ukraine. The exact total value of these systems has not been publicly disclosed. However, if we estimate the U.S. aid to Ukraine in HIMARS since the start of the conflict, including both the systems and associated ammunition, it likely totals approximately $5 billion to $6 billion. The fifth military aid initiative, and the biggest one, in which the Department of Defense spends a significant amount of money to assist Ukraine, is about 155 mm artillery rounds and ammunition. After Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24, 2022, the United States sent more than $30 billion worth of equipment to Ukraine. The aid packages provided essential supplies to bolster Ukraine's defense against the invasion. In one such package, the United States included not only additional ammunition for high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS, but extra 105 mm and 155 mm artillery rounds and 25 mm ammunition. The 155 mm round is essentially a large bullet made up of 4 main parts: the detonating fuse, the projectile, the propellant, and the primer. Each round is about 2 feet long, weighs around 100 pounds, and has a diameter of 155 mm. These rounds are used in howitzers, which are large guns that can be set to fire at different angles for long-range attacks. The 155 mm shells are versatile and can be configured for various purposes. They can contain high explosives, use precision guidance for accuracy, pierce armor, or create widespread fragmentation. Other types include smoke rounds to hide troop movements and illumination rounds to reveal enemy positions. The exact financial value of these munitions has not been publicly detailed. However, considering the scale of the aid, the total value of artillery rounds and ammunition likely ranges between $3 billion and $7 billion. And that's it for today.